Good morning, everybody. I'm feeling particularly vibey this Friday. I've been sitting there jamming to some tunes whilst I'm prepping the show today. It's going to be a good show. We're speaking about Andre Onana, not the fact that when's he going to sign. We're going to speak about whether or not he's going to be making his debut against Arsenal tomorrow in the first preseason game of our American tour. Obviously, we've had 2 games against Leeds and Lyon, but they were like extra games added in. We're going to be speaking about Rasmus Hojlund. United now, all focus turns to Hojlund. That first bid, that's what we're expecting to come in soon. The latest from Fabrizio Romano on that. We'll also speak about Amrabat. We'll speak about Tellez in Saudi Arabia, or maybe not Saudi Arabia. We'll speak about Charlie Savage to Reading. We'll speak about Bjorn Hardley to Utrecht. We'll speak about the starting 11 for the Arsenal game, training photos. It's Friday. We're going to get the map up. And hey, look, right? If we can get 1,000 likes here on this video during the stream, we'll do a giveaway as well. I haven't had time to make a quiz today. I know. Shocking behavior. But it's been a busy old week. It's been a busy... It feels good to watch United actually get our stuff done early, because normally we just have to argue about it all summer long and then go really crazy towards the end. It's not been the case this time. Who's down here from the member gang? Let's have a look. Danny Jones, good morning to you. Chris, watching from Adelaide in Australia. How you doing, buddy? Nathan, Kevin, Ewald, DP, how you doing? Seven Samurai, you absolute ledge. How you doing, buddy? Ant, you're there as well. Sega, Clayton, Cormac, Jones, Eugene. My dad's called Eugene. Dad, if you're watching, how you doing? Clayton, I think I've already said that. Mika, Mo, who's on Facebook? Alex, you're there as well. Mark Kennedy, Ryan Thomas, Stephen Lawrence, good morning to you. Suraj, there's plenty of you watching. Good morning all around the world. I'm looking forward to this game. As I said, I think I've said it in both preseason games. When I saw the preseason schedule, my first instinct was like, I mean, are you being serious? Like 8 games. I was like, come on. And then I actually really quite enjoyed watching Leeds and Lyon. And I definitely am looking forward to this game on Saturday against Arsenal. I wish I was in New York. If I was going to do any part of the tour, I would have gone to New York. But I'm a little bit different from all the other United channels. I am the channel. There is no one else. I can't go out there. I haven't got a cameraman. I haven't got anything. I'll do it all myself. So I decided that from a work perspective, it was better for me to stay. And I think that's kind of proven correct, because we announced Onana last night. And let's run through I'm going to run through a little bit of the announcement. Also, we've got the first photo of Onana with his United shirt and some extra tidbits and information from a good article from James Ducker. I would enjoy the show, man. Let's talk about Onana. Well, we spoke about him last night. I'm excited about him. I think you can tell that. Way more excited. No offense to Mason Mount, but just way more excited than I was when we signed Mason Mount, because it's not just a new goalkeeper. Who's going to be wearing number 24, by the way? Not number 1. I believe that was the number that he wore at Inter and at Ajax, and it was available, so he's taken his number. The number's irrelevant to me. The number, if it means that much to Onana, then he should wear that number. Yeah, I think people go way too far into looking into numbers these days. I think it's because we're all traditionalists at heart. Football used to be 11 players on the pitch, goalkeepers number 1, centre backs number 2, centre backs number 3. Oh, is it? No, sod knows. 2, 3, 4, 5. They're your defenders. 6, 7, 8. They're your midfielders. 9, 10, 11. They're your attackers. But I don't really care. I really don't care. What else are you saying down here in the comments? It's his birthday on the 4th of April. Is that what it is? It's his birthday? Or if it's 4th of April, it'd be 44, wouldn't it? I know my maths is bad, but it's not that bad. Have you seen Onana's quote about the haters? I did see that, actually. Let me pull that. Let me pull that up. That one there. I'll pull this up and we can look at this in a bit. Let me close that there. I'm going to run through some quotes, of course, but the main thing we've got to look at here is this bad boy, because we were waiting for this yesterday. Wayne, love to see you there joining us. Remember, dude, where are you watching from? I'll try and give you a shout out. First picture of Andre Onana with his Manchester United shirt. You have to laugh, really, because Onana basically announced the transfer with his Instagram post before Manchester United, and then he did the same thing on Twitter before Manchester United. The photos of him at the airport, flying to New York, happened before Manchester United announced the Sod knows when his birthday is. I don't really care about the numbers. Stop confusing me in the comments. Everyone's throwing numbers at me. His birthday is the 2nd of April. Good. Fantastic news. That's why it's 24. All of it seemed to happen before Manchester United actually announced him, which I found quite funny. But that's the first photo of Onana holding his Manchester United shirt. And as I said, it's looking like he's in line to make his debut against Arsenal. Now, Ten Hag will be sort of rubbing his hands together, man. Rubbing his hands together, because this is I hope that an interview happens across the course of the season and a journalist asks the right questions, because for me it seems like Manchester United went out with the intention of signing Harry Kane and keeping David De Gea for another year. And when the Harry Kane situation changed, so did the concept of keeping David De Gea. That's why United held back on signing that deal, and it was the right decision. It might not have been the best, and it might not have been the nicest thing to do to David De Gea, but from a ruthless perspective, it was best for Manchester United. Then when Harry Kane fell through, Ten Hag gained an extra 50 mil. Right, we'll go after Hojlund instead, and I'll sign a new goalkeeper. And he got his man. He got his number one. Same as Mason Mount. Now, there was people in the comments, people moaning on Twitter yesterday, and people will just moan. It's an easy position to moan, right? I know that there is still so much to sort of Manchester United, but I tell you what, I think that's kind of why I'm feeling a bit vibesy. I'm seeing my football club making good signings that I agree with early, before the first preseason ball has even been kicked on tour. And yes, there's so much that still needs to be sorted with sales, but we're in. Dean Henderson is in direct talks with Forest. Fred's gone a little bit quiet. Van der Beek, we're not quite sure. Elanga, it was Nottingham Forest and Everton who were linked, but nothing really has gone past that point. But this man here is going to be a cracking signing, and this here is the quote that was just talked about there, because Onana will make seriously bad mistakes last year. It's just like you've seen Alisson make absolute howlers of mistakes. You've seen Ederson make howlers of mistakes. And it's because a modern goalkeeper is expected to take risks, which is just not part of David De Gea's repertoire. He's a man who stays rooted on his line. That's his style of goalkeeping. And maybe it contributed to him being such a great shot stopper because he had such awareness inside his own 6-yard box. But outside of that, that was where, let's be honest, it was weak. But this is what he said previously about criticisms and people that have a go at him. He said, look, I only take the criticism from the coaches. The rest can cry. I do not give a shit. And that is as from the man himself. I remember reading that somewhere else as well. He will make mistakes. And there are going to be, I imagine, more non-United fans, right? I imagine more non-United fans are going to be waiting for Onana to make a mistake, to pounce on it. And it will go round in the memes, 45 million wasted, crying emojis. It's just football. I hate the word banter. Banter must be like one of the worst words in the worst words in the world. I hate it, but it's kind of what it is. Just something to use and poke and laugh at your opponent. But Onana, that will not faze him. And he can't let it faze him because he will make mistakes. And as a fan, he can't let it faze you because he will make mistakes. But the risk-reward, the reward way outweighs the risk, depending on how many mistakes he makes, all right? He can't be making a mistake every single game. But the occasional mishap is part and parcel of being that goalkeeper, and that goalkeeper that Erik Ten Hag wanted. And this is what he said yesterday. He goes, look, to join Manchester United, it is an incredible honour. And I have worked hard all my life to get to this moment. Walking out Old Trafford to defend our goal and contribute to the team will be another amazing experience. What are we saying in the comments down here? Solomon, United should buy Gonzalo Ramos. We'll speak about that in a bit. Jack, you're saying Souness will say he isn't. Everybody's going to jump on him as soon as he's making a mistake. As soon as he makes a hint of a mistake, everyone's going to use it into, oh, wow, there you go. Wow, they shouldn't have sold David De Gea. That was 50 million wasted. There is going to be a campaign against him. It's going to happen. Just expect it. Expect the criticism of his mistakes when it comes, which he deserves. But it's part and parcel of a modern goalkeeper. And I remember you saying, I hope that Onana gets the same level of criticism that David De Gea got towards the end. But it's like comparing apples and oranges. You're looking at a goalkeeper who we've seen the best of, coming towards the tail end of his career at Manchester United when the game has moved on. And that's where the criticisms came from. The criticisms of Onana will be, well, we're just not used to this. It is going to be polar opposites for United fans. He's going to operate sometimes as a holding midfielder. You're going to see him a little bit further up than our two centre-backs sometimes. Now, that's the worst comment of the day. I've got to pull this one up. Pickford would have been better. Man, I put Pickford firmly in the same category as Hugo Lloris. I mean, they're decent goalkeepers, but man, there's no way I want that goalkeeper in my club. Hugo Lloris or Jordan Pickford. Everton, you enjoy yourselves. But tomorrow could be the day, right? Tomorrow could be the day. He's now out in New York. There's no photos of him joining up with his teammates, but I imagine at some point today we're going to get some cracking photos of Onana and Ten Hag having a hug out in New York, him meeting his teammates, XYZ. And he's in line to make his day. As long as he's fit, and presumably he is fit. He was already doing preseason training with Inter. Well, not that much, let's be totally honest. Maybe he won't be fit enough to play. But goalkeepers have slightly different levels of fitness to outfield players. We know that. But he's in line to make his debut. Type it in the comments, right? Yes or no. Do you think Onana will feature against Arsenal? I'm not saying that he'll start, but do you think we get to see a little bit of Onana, whether it's half an hour, whether it's 45 minutes? Do you think we'll see Onana make his Man United debut? Like we saw Mason Mount make his debut against Leeds. Let me see what you're saying in the comments down here. Right. I always like doing this because everyone fires in the comments. Look at this. Look how many of you. Yes, 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 yes. No. Yes, 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 no. Yes, second half. Not yet. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, says Gungshi. If Gungshi says yes and Maddie says yes, then it must be true. I think we will. I think we will. And I'm going to get my starting 11 video out for the Arsenal game. That's going to be out within the hour, all right? Because I'm excited about that one. I really am. I'm looking forward to seeing Arsenal as well. I'm just looking forward to seeing both teams. Arsenal are definitely going to be stronger this season with Rice, Havertz, and Timber. And United are going to be much stronger with Mason Mount, with Onana, and hopefully Hojlund when it comes in. So it'll be interesting to see where they think they beat All Stars 5-0, didn't they? We've won both of our games. I haven't conceded a goal yet. I'll be surprised if we keep a clean sheet against Arsenal, though. But Andre Onana is in line to make his debut. And this is a nice little kind of taking the story forward. A nice background, a colour piece, I suppose you can call it that, on Andre Onana and his personality and his character and a bit more about his background so you can understand him. And there's some good lines in here, so I'm going to run through some of these. I thought this was quite a good one. Onana has revealed previously that if he had not been a goalkeeper, he would probably have become a policeman. I like to protect, he said. I thought that was quite a cool little quote. And I read the Players' Tribune piece on Onana, and in there he said, I don't drink, I don't smoke. He's sort of just, I don't know, as part of his lifestyle. He's very committed to his craft, which is why the ban hit him so hard. Obviously, that was when he accidentally had his wife's, I think it was post-birth pills from the post-birth or pregnancy. I think it was post-birth. He accidentally took one of them because he thought it was paracetamol from the cupboard. What else did he say in his interview? This down here is from Guardiola, saying, look, in UEFA's technical report of the Champions League final, obviously City won that, Roberto Martinez, the former blah, 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 suggested the Inter goalkeeper played less as a sweeper keeper than a holding midfielder. And this is what Guardiola said after the game. Onana was playing like a holding midfielder. He was in the positions of a holding midfielder, and we struggled against it. And because City, right now, let's be totally honest, we can be honest, right? Because City are so good, a lot of teams cower against them. Think, right, okay, what we need to do, we need to sit deep, sit on the break, and then hit on the break, and we kind of do whatever. That's kind of how we've played against City a lot of the times. But Inter didn't do that in the Champions League final. Inter sort of flexed. They played expansive and they played aggressive. And when you watch the final, you saw a team who actually could compete with them. But it takes bravery. It takes quality, not just bravery. I mean, you can be dumb and you can be brave. And you won't get anywhere. You just get hurt more. But if you're technically very good, if you're good and you're brave, those two as a combination. That's what Onana is. And that's what helped Inter in that final and what City kind of struggled with. So I thought that was a really cool quote. Down here a little bit more. And this is sort of the conversation around De Gea that we've had so many times, but it's just articulated quite well here. This is from James Ducker. He said, yet for much of last season, the sight of De Gea invariably rooted to his line, riven with self-doubt with the ball at his feet and creating apprehension in others was commonplace. And not even the Premier League Golden Glove for most clean sheets could mask that. That's really something that I felt. The game has moved on, and I thought it was a really good line. And De Gea has been left behind in that regard. But if he represents an analog age, Onana is at the forefront of a digital movement, and a goalkeeper Ten Hag is convinced will play a significant role in the evolution of Manchester United's playing style under him. And I think that there, I'm going to get rid of that and just do this. This is exactly why I'm so excited about Onana, right? It's articulated much better there than I could here by James Ducker. This United team is moving onwards. You know, in the same way that, I don't know if it's a completely fair comparison, but when we got Carlos Queiroz in as our assistant, and that was back in 2000, I think it was about 2006, roughly. And then Manchester United switched to a 4-3-3. Previously, it was always straight 4-4-2, man. That was Fergie's way. And he had had so much success. But he listened to Carlos Queiroz when he came in. And Man United switched to a 4-3-3. And that's when we played Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez as our front three. We had like Carrick, Scholes, Anderson in your midfield. And then we know what the back five is. We had Evra, we had Vidic, Ferdinand, Van der Sar, and Neville Brown. That was when United sort of took a step forward in terms of how we were playing. Yeah, 4-5-1. We used 4-5-1 quite a lot, and we were away from home in Europe, didn't we? Rooney up front on his own. That was like an evolution of Manchester United's playing style, and it brought us into that modern age, and it's why we were kind of at the forefront of it. We're not going to be at the forefront of this. We're still chasing shadows above us, but this is why I'm so excited about it. It's just, we're going to see a completely different Manchester United. And Onana is the enabler for that. That's why I'm so excited about it. As I said, it's really well written there by James Ducker. How many assists do you think Onana might provide, says Alex? Little couple straight over the top. Why not? And you're saying it's a revolution rather than an evolution. I would say the revolution happened when Ten Hag came in. And this is the evolution of Ten Hag. This is Ten Hag V2. The revolution's kind of already happened. I'll tell you what, that was like for a revolution. Last season was pretty good. Inter's defenders were also good at dealing with the press, says the general. I wouldn't say I'm particularly concerned about I would say Varane's got, compared to Martinez, Varane's got question marks about his overall movement over short spaces, turning circles. I mean, he's a very experienced defender and understands and has played under the press for a long time. So he's not in any way, shape, or form a bad defender. But I think when you look at Martinez by comparison, maybe you say, maybe that might be a problem. But Lindelof, I think, will also do well in the system. And look, I hope he doesn't stay, but I told you this, like, Maguire would be a better defender with Onana behind him, although he still will have his turning circle of a truck, which won't ever go away, no matter how good your goalkeeper is behind you. What else are you saying down there? If this was it and the club refused to be bent over a barrel for a striker, would this still be a good window, says JDK? And I don't think you can. Like the priority was a striker. There's no way we can go into the season with our attackers as Rashford, Martial, Garnacho, Ilanga. I know you got like Sancho and you got Ahmad and Anthony, but we're talking winger is striker, and then striker who I called Martial biscuit knees in my short video today, and it seems to have stuck because quite a few people have messaged me about biscuit knees. Sorry, Martial. I quite like biscuits. Who doesn't, right? But yeah, that's why I'm so excited, and that there's good. I thought this was a nice little bit as well. Edwin van der Sar, the former Ajax goalkeeper, saw something special in Onana and pushed hard for Ajax to sign him despite all the misgivings of some scouts. And Onana has never forgotten van der Sar's support, a man he refers to as his footballing godfather. And I thought that was a nice little thing there because, again, if you've read Onana's story, I think he left home when he was 10, went to play inside Cameroon in a football academy, was there until he was about 14, got spotted by Barcelona, went over to Barcelona for training, but he'd already signed for them. Think played at Barcelona 14 to 16, 16, 17. Ajax spotted him. Van der Sar spotted him, brought him over to the Ajax youth team, was told he wasn't going to get a chance. I think Jasper Citizen got an injury. He came in for 3 games and then he never left. 5 years on, Onana became the player that he was. So Van der Sar was the man who gave him that opportunity, who spotted him and took the gamble on him. And it's cool. And maybe at some point we'll see Van der Sar at United. Well, we didn't know where we'd see Van der Sar after what last week, but it's really awesome to see him recovering. Continue what you're doing, Edwin, and maybe at some point in the future, hey, we can still have that conversation about you coming to Manchester United. I think that'll be, oh man, look at that. What a way to celebrate a Friday. I've got to pull that card. Spank me. Apparently, I'm some sort of dominatrix now as well. People, why'd I say that? You know, sometimes, remember Harry Potter? You know, when Hagrid goes, shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that. It's kind of how my mind works a lot of the time. I'm surprised I haven't tripped myself up more. Why do you say these things? Anyway, Van der Sar, Onana. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to seeing Onana in a United shirt. And if James Ducker is correct, that could be happening against Arsenal. My Starting 11 video is going to be going out quite soon. All right. But moving on from Onana, right, and Van der Sar, we've got to speak about this lad. United are absolutely clearly determined to sign Rasmus Hojlund. He has been identified, and we've kind of known this for a while, probably a couple of weeks now, where he's really emerged as the main target up front. And I'm going to run through it now. What I quickly will say before we get into this, let me say 2 things, please. It's Friday after all, I'm allowed. Number 1, if you can, just drop a like on the video. Everybody who's watching, so many of you watch, but you're in the habit of just enjoying it and watching it. If you can, just take a second, lift your phone up, hit the like button, or tap it on your screen. It'll make a big difference to the United People's TV community. And if you'd like to, buy yourself a raffle ticket. There's only 10 days left, and I'll tell you what, you want to be involved in this one. 700 quid's worth of vouchers towards your summer holiday in August. For you and your family, you and your girlfriend, whatever you want to do, that's up to you. Tickets are only £1. Charlie won a 50-inch 4K TV and a Bose soundbar last month for £1. And somebody could do the exact same thing this month. So make sure you grab your ticket. All right. But let's talk about Hojlund. This is the latest that we're hearing on Hojlund. Fabrizio Romano yesterday saying, look, United will be sending that official opening proposal soon. United want to avoid any hijack from Paris Saint-Germain as PSG keeps speaking to the players' camp. Hojlund, we already know, he's on the board. Personal terms have been agreed. I don't know whether that's the first time. That we've heard PSG's name linked to Rasmus Hojlund. And maybe that's just, well, you know how the games go. Jeez. We've had enough of these. We've experienced this enough as United fans. Brian, yeah, you're right down there. I saw this. I didn't realize how that would work. That's how useless I am. I'm going to try and set some targets on some different videos as well and start introducing some more giveaways on the recorded videos. Maybe we can do it. Maybe we'll do a like target for the Arsenal video. And if we hit a certain amount, I'll do a giveaway. Why not? Did you, have you heard PSG being linked with Hojlund before? I've heard PSG being linked with Kolo Muani, but I don't particularly think I've heard the links to Hojlund before. I don't know. But listen to what their manager's been saying, because this statement's just weird, man. Right, this is what Atalanta's manager said. He says, like, I don't know whether he'll leave or stay or leave, but I hope the club will value Hojlund at around 80, 90, 100 million euros. And then he goes on to say, Rasmus is one of the best, if not the best, emerging talents in Europe as a striker. And I'm sitting there going, like, make your mind up, Gasperini, because on the one hand, you've said that Hojlund is worth between 80 and 100 million euros. And on the other hand, you've just labeled him as an emerging talent. So you can't, 80 to 100 million euros is not emerging talent money. Or maybe you could say it is. I suppose that's what Darwin Núñez went for Liverpool. But even that, that was overpriced. That is not the price for an emerging talent. That is the price for an established and developed footballer. So, like, make your mind up, dude. He's either 80 to 100 million worth, or he's emerging. He can't be both at the same time. You know what he's trying to do. He's just, well, I mean, the manager's got absolute naff all say in whether he stays or goes and how much he's worth. But I would expect United, because of how United have acted so far in this window, and I said this is, as I said, this is part of why I've kind of got. I'm in a good mood. I'm vibey, because I'm seeing my football club actually acting like a football club. Yeah, I know there's still much more to do, but for us to have our 2 big signings done this early and be moving, and we've identified our main striker, and we're going to go after him with a bid. We're moving fast. But yeah, Gasperini, man, good luck. Ain't no way they're going to get 80. I imagine. Okay, ask me in the comments. How much do you think our opening offer will be? Right? What do you think it will be? And do it in euros, okay? Because everyone does it in the comments and they don't add a currency sign. Do it in euros. How much do you think our opening offer will be for Hojlund? Because one's going to be going in, right? Fabrizio Romano's confirmed it there. It's what we've heard this whole way through. I mean, the first valuations we heard of Hojlund, we heard, I think, 100 mil from the Athletic. 100 mil. And then Fabrizio Romano came out and said 70 mil. 65 to 70 mil euros. So it's like, make your mind up. That's like a 35 million bloody gap. And we see what you're thinking in the comments, right? Scott Starmer, you're saying 55 million euros. Milk, you're saying 55 plus difficult add-ons. Mo Salad, you're saying 55 plus 10. Will, you're saying 60 plus 5. Kev, 65. AJ, you're saying 50 plus 10. JGM, you're saying 55. 50 mil euro. Seven Samurai, you're saying 45 plus 10. I'd be surprised if United lowballed like that. I'm not sure whether that's going to really help us in negotiations. I imagine we go in at, in my opinion, I think we'll go in at 50 plus add-ons. 50, 55. 50. I reckon 50 plus add-ons. Or maybe 55. One of the two. No more than 60 mil euros in total. And I imagine when it comes to a negotiation, we're going to be looking more towards 60 to 70 mil in total with the add-ons included, which will probably be easy add-ons. Can't be like Mason Mount, difficult add-ons. It should probably be easy add-ons. But the bid should be coming soon. I'm excited for it. And if we get that deal done, right, if we get Rasmus Hojlund wrapped up by the end of the preseason, right, let's have a look at the dates for that. I think we've got 4 games, don't we? We've got 4 games out there. I mean, yeah, good luck. Good luck getting that done by the end of the preseason. We've got 4 games, and the last one's on the 31st of July. I know we've got more preseason games here, but that's irrelevant. This is our tour. I don't actually think we'll get it done by then. That's 10 days' time. We haven't even put the first bid in. That would be swift. Taylor, whoop, 10 points. Apparently her gig's very good. That's what I've heard. Do like a good gig. What's the best gig you've been to? Let me know in the comments. 2 that stand out for me. Eminem at Wembley and the Chili Peppers at London Stadium. They're 2 of my favorite gigs. You know how, like, just stuff you listen to as a kid so much, and then you go and watch them, and it's like, Man, and Dre came out as well, just after he sold Beats at Eminem. I was like, wow, come on. 10 out of 10. Anyway, got diverted. Got distracted, not diverted. I don't think it'll be done that quickly, but I'd like to think so. But let's find out. That opening bid is going to be going in soon. I'm going to see what best gigs you've seen. Danny, I'm jealous of this. You've seen Fleetwood Mac in Dublin. I saw a Fleetwood Mac tribute band the other week. Seen them twice now. They're great. That's one band. It wasn't even my parents that introduced me to them. It was my mate. Cheers, Drew. I know you're not listening. I think it was Boyce as well. Stones, Mark, you've seen. Ra, you've seen Tool in Vegas. John, you've seen Led Zeppelin at Earl's Court in 1976. Do you want me to tell you a really sad story? Dad, if you're watching, I'm sorry I'm going to say this. Right? My dad was a massive Queen fan when he was younger. And I'm pretty sure this story is correct. Might be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's correct. Massive Queen fan when he was younger. And my mum was pregnant with my sister in the build-up to that gig at Wembley, Live Aid. And my dad had 2 tickets to go to Wembley. And then my mum went into labour. And my dad had to give away 2 tickets to see Queen, that gig at Wembley. Freddie Mercury, you know, the iconic one. My dad had 2 tickets to go and see that. And he never saw them. What? Did he ever see them? I don't know. He didn't see that one. But yeah. What else are you saying? Ian, you saw the final Black Sabbath gig in Brum. Brian, you've seen Drake in Dublin. I was supposed to see Drake in, where was it? It was like, what's it called? It's like a London festival, a day festival. Can't remember it. Anyway, he didn't turn up. Burna Boy at Wembley. I reckon he'd be good. Foo Fighters with Led Zeppelin at Wembley. Wow, that's a good one. Was that the other week? Arctic Monkeys 02. Eminem at Twickenham. Eminem was at Twickenham. I remember that. Jibak, you're saying could have just got Thuram to avoid this. Thuram, not Thuram, to avoid this madness. But yeah. And you had tickets to see Michael Jackson. Sorry, my mate Dan. He was devastated. Absolutely. He was a mega Michael Jackson fan. But look, isn't this cool? Bit random. We should be doing more of these like members only chats where we can actually talk about things that aren't football related, which is where the Q&As are going to come in. Ngoni, you're asking whether there's any quiz today. I've been a bit too busy, so there's no quiz today. But this is interesting. This is from Alfredo Padula, who, of course, is the Italian journalist who I would say has been really he's been really leading with he led with the Onana story the whole way through. It was pretty damn accurate. So I'll be keeping an eye out for what he's saying on the Rasmus Hojlund situation, all right? Seven Samurai. Man. Fair play. You saw, Michael Jackson History Tour. Wow. That would have been the one. That would have been a serious show. Mosin, you saw Lionel Richie and Joburg. That's pretty cool, man. Man, you got to love live music. And as much as I love hip hop, nothing compares to rock live. Rock is just the best. When it comes to live performances, it's the best. It is the best. And that's why the Chili's was so good. Chili's were incredible. Right, let's move on. We're going to start talking about gigs for half an hour instead. Got distracted. Music's good. Ben, you're saying, who is Alfredo Padula? He works for, who is it? He's an Italian journalist, TV dello Sport. He's an Italian journalist who has been pretty good throughout this whole process. Oh, wow. When it comes to Onana and Manchester United, his information's solid. All right. So I think he's one to watch when it comes to information on a Hojlund situation. And also, I suppose, on the Amrabat situation. Because Amrabat, so many United fans want us to sign Amrabat. Only way we're going to get Amrabat is if we sell properly. That's the only way it happens. So that means like Van der Beek leaving. That means Fred, Elanga. You're looking at the best part of 60 mil, really, if you're selling those 3 players. Maguire. I mean, come on. Surely from Maguire's, from his own pride perspective, I mean, why is he staying at Manchester United? Cormac Jones, you saw the River Dance. I love the River Dance. I've been seeing that with my mum like 3 times. Lord of the Dance as well. Big up Michael Flatley. Come on. But anyway, Top Dog is saying, who have we sold so far? Well, let's have a look at the board. The only one we've got money for is Iqbal and Laird. Bjorn Hardley joined Utrecht. I'll speak about him in a minute. And Tellez. Tellez is a conversation that we need to have now because, look at that. Segue. You're now hearing maybe that Al Nassr are pulling out of a deal for Alex Telles. I mean, there's only 4 million, but it was more about just getting the money off getting a little bit of money for him, getting his wages off the books. So we're hearing that they might be backing out of a deal to sign Alex Telles. I imagine he wouldn't be short of suitors as a free transfer, but I want to get a bit of dough for him, man. Seven Samurai. Now back to football. Yeah, that was a little. I got distracted. I was listening to some good music this morning. I had music on my mind. How you doing, man? All due respect to Rock, the best live performance I saw was Busta Rhymes, mate. Busta Rhymes. When it comes to the top 10 all timers, when it comes to hip hop and rap, Busta Rhymes should be in most people's lists, but gets left out from a lot of them. Longevity, variety, quality. He's right up there. He's wicked. He's wicked. Anyway, you distracted me. I was speaking about football. Right. As it stands, looks like the Alex Telles to Al Nassr deal is in doubt. Let's hope that changes. All right. One deal that's got confirmed yesterday was Bjorn Hardley. He has left to join Utrecht and follow Zidane Iqbal. I wonder whether United are getting some sort of partnership with Utrecht, or it might just be these two lads. I don't know. Probably just these two lads. But Bjorn Hardley has moved out on a permanent deal. No mention of any finances involved. Presumably, there must be some. Presumably, it's going to be quite similar to the Zidane Iqbal situation. Not getting much for him. Getting a little add-on clause. Not add-on. Sell-on clause. Don't know. Nathan there saying, what were you listening to before you went live that got you so pumped? So on my Spotify, I'm sure you've all got it. I've got a little liked playlist. You know, when you hear a good tune, you're like, oh, go on in. I like that one. I haven't listened to it to a while. And I went back through my own, like the tunes that I've gone, that's a banger. I'm liking that one. And I was like, I reheard like 10. I was like, what is this? Oh yeah, I liked it before. Absolute bangers. What can I say? I've got great music. I've got great music taste. But Bjorn Hardley's leaving. And another man who's expected to leave is Charlie Savage. Obviously, Charlie Savage and Zidane Iqbal both were the two breakthrough players from the preseason last season. And Iqbal's been sold. It looks like Charlie Savage is going to be leaving on a permanent deal as well, going to Reading. I imagine for a similar sort of deal. It'll be 750 grand thereabouts, with the sell-on fee, with that agreement all in place. I imagine that's what's going to be happening. David, you're saying stay on topic. I mean, I'm getting distracted. I told you it's Friday. Different sort of show on Friday, isn't it? And I'm feeling particularly vibey. I'll tell you what, who else is feeling vibey down there? I think, one second here. Man, there's so many comments coming in. You can't even keep up. Mate, Seven Samurai, man, you really are the most, and Alex as well. You just gifted 5, and Seven Samurai, you just gifted 20. You're the most generous dude, man. This community doesn't deserve you. One gong for you, and one gong for you. Who else wants to get spanked? Come on in. Never been spanked. Is it nice? Oh, man. Got to stop talking sometimes. I've really got to stop talking. But yeah, Charlie Savage leaving. I think it makes sense. It does make sense. He wasn't really going to be. He wasn't going to get through into this first team. Right? We're stacks. Like if you look, Dan Gore, right? I'm going to be doing a little short video on Dan Gore that's going to go out tomorrow morning. A little profile, because he might not be a player that you know much about, but he's our current Jimmy Murphy Player of the Year, and at 18, you saw it against Leon in the second half. Man, he's a real all-rounder midfielder, aggression, but also has some guile and some quality too. As an interesting prospect, he's on the tour. Hannibal's on the tour. Obviously, Kobe Mainoo's on the tour. So we've got some young players. John saying Sam has Tourette's. You'd be amazed how much I have to bite my lip. I thought I was quite good at it. Maybe not. But I tell you what, if this doesn't deserve a like on the video, I don't know what does. Bruno Fernandes has been named Manchester United's new permanent captain. And I'm giving that a little round of applause. It's absolutely the right choice. Without a shadow of a doubt, the right choice. It was the outstanding candidate. As good as Casemiro is, and Varane and Shaw and anybody else you want to talk about, nobody comes near Bruno. And I've had to come on here so many times last season defending him. Do you remember that? I'm not saying it was you in particular, but so many people just, I don't know. It's because Bruno's one of those players that takes that risk. And of course, it's risk reward. And Bruno does have that temperament. He's going to have to evolve a little bit. He's going to have to step up a little bit, not let that emotion control him. Use that emotion as an asset. So I've always said, like Rooney, that was one of Rooney's best things. And when we try to tame Rooney, you took a little bit of Rooney away. Bruno's got that emotion in him, but he has to make sure that he's using it in the right way. But what a player, man. Let's go here and look at these stats, right? Since Bruno Fernandes came to the Premier League, let's go full screen on this bad boy, right? Since he came to the Premier League, he's played the most games. He's had the most goals, most assists, most chances created, most shots on target, most passes into the final third, most passes into the opposition box. And nobody has won more duels than him for Manchester United. What a player. He has been outstanding for Manchester United. Yes, there are issues. Yes, there are problems. But, man, I'm so happy that Bruno's been made captain. And it really just, I feel good about what I see ahead of us as a football team. I hope that at some point soon, the ownership situation is resolved so we can, as a football club, complete football club, look forward with just pure positivity. Until we've got new owners in, we can't do that. Let me see what you're saying down here about him in the comments. Devo, you're saying he goes unrecognized in the press. I wouldn't say it's unrecognized. Everyone sees it and knows it. And that's precisely, well, it's not precisely why he became captain, but one of. Seven Samurai saying, trying to become United People's TV very first legendary number 7. You are. Everyone, we're going to start handing out squad numbers here. Who's going to be the captain? We're going to have some fights. It's the only way to sort things. Martin Baker, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for super chat. I saw the Chili's in person, not at a concert, when they were in Adelaide in Australia. What you just, all right, lads? How you doing? Just going for a coffee. Nice. Aiden, I'm going to go Aiden. Saying Bruno's been captain since he joined. I don't pay any attention to the fools who go after Bruno for the stupid reasons. Mo, you're saying he's got a bit of Keno in him, does Bruno? He's just 100% Bruno. He doesn't have to be like another person. I'm just happy he's captain. I really am happy he's captain. It was needed. Man, Maguire was... Solskjaer thought that giving Maguire the captaincy would take him up a level. And it was a mistake. Instead of leveling him up, it weighed him down. And the pressure was just always too much for him. But then you can't take it away from him. Otherwise, yeah, you can eventually. That's what Ten Hag did. Jay, what are you saying? So you're saying for the first time in a long time, will United start big games on the front foot? Really looking forward to the new season. Will we go toe-to-toe with Liverpool, City? Yeah, I think we will, man. I absolutely think we will. Now, we might come out on the wrong side of it, but we're going to go into those games now not fearing a pumping, but genuinely thinking that we can compete. Now, we might lose, all right? It might still take a bit of time to close that gap in those big games. But we beat Liverpool last year at Old Trafford. We beat City. We beat Arsenal. We beat Spurs. We can do it in big games. And I imagine it's just away from home next year is where the real Bruno's going to have to be a captain. These players are going to have to show some mettle. Cojones. Because away from home, we were wimps. I don't know how to describe us away from home last year. Let's not even talk about it. DP, you're saying we have proper fighters who can battle, and it's a big difference. We've had a little soft underbelly for years. Like, ooh, people just bent us over and just tickled us. That's how United have played away from home. Dean, you're saying, do you think this season will be the one where United fans who lost interest begin to believe again? Of course. But sod them. You got to take the rough with the smooth, man. I got my season ticket in the Moyes year. No wonder I got it. Got it in that year. And we have been, let's be honest, pretty crap overall since. I had a great childhood in terms of football arguments. I didn't really enjoy my 20s. Didn't really have much to win in terms of arguments. Had moments. Had moments. But in terms of the league, I had nothing. Let's hope that changes now. And that kids, United fans who are kids at school, will have something to actually win an argument with, because they've been losing arguments for too long now. Yeah, but we're just on an upward curve, man. It's nice. People are asking who vice captain is. I don't think that's been announced yet. I have no idea who that's going to be. Maybe Casemiro? Because availability is a big part of being a captain. And that's a big reason why Bruno's just so incredible. He's relentless and he just never misses a game through injury. And you're saying you're too young, Sam. You're too young to have properly enjoyed the best times. That's very true. I was definitely too young. I my first. I can never remember what game it was, but I think it was a 0-0 game. I think it might have been Chelsea at Old Trafford. 0-0, FA Cup, and Gary Neville hit the post, and I was there with my full face paint jobby. Probably had a half and half scarf as well. I'm a little kid, don't I? I'm a little kid. Maddie is saying, yeah, my poor nephew gets so much grief at school because I made him support United. Don't worry, Maddie. It will come full circle. All right? It will come full circle. It will make these kids stronger. All right? And then when... That's something that I remember saying at the time is that when United started turning crap, I remember seeing a tweet that really stuck with me saying, I wish I was more of an arsehole when United were on top. Because we had grown so accustomed to it, you kind of took it for granted until it wasn't there. And then you're like, where's it gone? So when we're back on top, I'm flexing. I'm winning all those arguments. I'm going to start pounding heads. I won't actually start pounding heads. Richard, what are you doing, buddy? Let's be clear. All of this because of Ten Hag. Transfers, captain, win rate with Bruno providing we need a striker. Glazers out. Man, all the sunshine that's coming over the club, and then you just look at the storming cloud of the Glazers constantly. We do need a striker, Richard. Everybody agrees with that. And let's hope that Hojlund is that guy. Because if it isn't Hojlund, I don't really know where we're looking. I think we've been linked with Kolo Muani. We're having like dual talks with him at the same time, like parallel conversations. But I hope that it just does end up being Hojlund. I want it to be Hojlund. But look, let's talk about this quickly, right? The game tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you my starting 11 because that's going out soon. But here's some training photos. Let's go nice and small screen so you can see him. There's Casemiro. And have you seen these like people going around going, oh, man. Oh, look how big Casemiro is. Weren't they doing the same thing? Pardon me. Weren't they doing the same thing with Sancho? Until they realized it was just a bad angle and then Sancho was totally fine. I imagine Casemiro has probably got the same sort of physique as Rooney. Remember when Rooney came back? You think, what's going on there? Give him a couple of weeks and go, oh, fair enough. That'll drop off. And Casemiro will be back. It's a bit weird. I find it really, really weird. It's not fat shaming, but it's just like, mate, of course you're going to put a couple of pounds on after the summer. Jeez. He's still beat the crap out of you. He's an absolute unit. There's Lindelof there. There's Dean Henderson. He's just looking at Forest over there. Go on then, mate. Off you pop. Off you pop. Oh, man. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. It's good to see him playing games. Good to see him fit again, man. And I can't wait to see Onana behind him. There's Mason Mount, Luke Shaw. Boys. There's my new main man. Mate, look at Elanga. Elanga's always been pretty shredded. Jeez. He's in shape. Fair play. Do you remember that summer? Was it last summer where you saw Elanga like training hard and he got himself into ridiculous shape? There's Marcus Rashford. Obviously looking forward to seeing him after he signed his 5-year contract. There's Facundo. There's the main man himself. There's 40 photos in this. I don't want to look through 40 photos. Let's end on a good one. Jeez. Running and playing football. That sounds like Adam Partridge. Oh, I sang that. I sod this. I'll be here all day. Right, let's leave it at that. What's your prediction? Alex, you're asking what my starting 11 is for Arsenal. That's going to be coming out in about 40 minutes. So I'll leave it for that. I'm looking forward to doing that one. Richard, you saw Cream live in Nottingham, ringing ears for days. Won't tell you the year. A long old time ago is the answer to that one then. But yeah, mate, rock and roll is great. What's your prediction for the game? All right, ladies and gents, let's pull up a photo here. Arsenal, Man United versus Arsenal, New York. I can find me a photo. There we go. Lovely. Let's pull this up here. And then let's get your predictions before, of course, we finish on the map. What's your predictions? Paul, you're saying, great shout, Sam. I'll definitely be an Arsenal on my side when this cycle comes back round. Yeah, man, you take everything for granted, don't you? Until you don't have it, and then you're like, damn, I wish I celebrated more. Right, let's see what you're saying. Ricky, you think 2-2 against Arsenal. I'm Satyaki, you're saying 2-1. 5-0 to United. 1-1 says Alex. 1-1 says Nishan. Mike Craman, of course. Could be 8-2 again. Could be 8-2 again. 4-2 says Impedi. 2-2 says Prince Will. 2-2 says Josh. By the way, you know, when I read all these comments out, I read the members' comments out first because it's a priority of being a member. It's a perk of being a member on the United People's TV community. Just to let you know. Paulie, you're saying 2-1. Gungshi, the main man, you're saying 2-2. I think there'll be goals both sides. I think you're right on that, but Sod knows what the score will be. I really have no idea. 3-2. Onana last minute header. Why is Onana? Boom. Overhead kick, mate. Score doesn't matter. I want to see good interplay, says Luanda. Hey, look, we all agree with that, but we also want to enjoy the game. If there's anybody out in New York, have a great time. I'd love to go to New York. I just want to travel. Can't quite travel because I'm working a bit too much at this moment in time, but I love what we're doing here, so I will not complain about it. And that's not me complaining about it. It's just me being... Does that sound like I'm complaining? Kind of sounds like I'm complaining. I love this job. I love what you've allowed me to do. Big up to you. Let's get a few more of you on the map, man. To finish the week, I might be here tomorrow morning with a live stream. I'm not going to do a standard video tomorrow because we play at 10 p.m. So I'm going to give myself the afternoon off. Depending on what news happens, I might come here in the morning with a live stream. If not, I'll be here with my match reaction. Right, so we'll see. But look, right, this is the map. You know what to do. Let me know where you're watching from and the town that you're watching from. So country and town. It's like Si's done there. Seattle, US of A. On you go, sir. Seattle might already be on there. Anyway, you're going on there twice. Seattle. I'll do. On you go. Cool. JJ Master, you're saying Calver. Yeah, there. On you go. Calverhaven's on the map. I've definitely just obliterated that name about 6 times. Sorry about that. Danny, we've definitely already got Derry on there. That's where my mum's family's from. I've been there plenty of times. What else you got down here? Sean, on you go. We'll get Burn on. Have I been Burn? I think I drove through Burn. Is it Burn? I think it was Burn. I can't remember. Somewhere in Switzerland. I think it was Burn. It's expensive as hell. Robert, you can go on there. Antibes or Antibes. I'm going to go for Antibes. Oh, but de jour. Oh, la. Oui. Let's get one more on here, right? Where are we going to? Let's scroll down for the new comments. And we've got... We've got Axel watching from Halmstad in Sweden. Hello, Axel. Cool name. Strong name. Better than Sam. Wicked. Look at that. 400. How many map points we got now? We've got 476 map points. You can see over here. Got a lot on the East Coast. Not too many on the West Coast of America. And Middle America. It's looking a bit weak. We still need some from where down here? We need somewhere in the north of Brazil. No one in Ecuador. Let's go over to the other side of the world. Northern Africa is looking pretty sad. None from Libya, Chad, Niger, Mali, Mauritania, Western Sahara, Sudan. Democratic Republic of Congo. There's someone cheekily in the north there. Russia's looking a bit... Wow. Russia. Man. I love this community. It was always puts a smile on my face, and I really, really enjoyed that show. I'm sure, I hope you did anyway. All right. The big exciting news is that the main man is here. Andre Onana, he's already in New York. Will he make his debut? The Telegraph is saying that he is in line to make his debut against Arsenal. I'm going to be doing my predicted 11 that's going to go out within the hour. So check the channel out. Make sure you drop a like on this video. I'll either see you tomorrow morning or I'll see you after the Arsenal game. But have a cracking Friday. It's sunny out there. Much love. Take it easy.